Hey, what's up, guys? Ken here. I hope that everyone's doing good out there. Big news in the world of entertainment this week as we celebrate the return of Ghostface to cinema screens. Now, based on a report here from Variety.com dated January 15, 2022, it says here that the new Scream film, the latest in the popular slasher film franchise, in fact, the fifth installment, now this movie is set to dethrone Spider-Man with a 36 million holiday weekend debut. 36 million is a pretty hefty sum, especially for the horror genre. Now, excerpts from the report go Paramount Pictures and Spyglass Media scream the fifth installment in the horror franchise and the first in over a decade. That's right, it's been over 10 years since the last time we had a Scream movie on screens. Since that time we've had like a TV series that ran for a couple of seasons, but now it's back to the live action stuff. So Scream has grossed 13.35 million on Friday from 3,664 locations. The studio projects that the horror film should rake in a solid 36 million over the 4-day Martin Luther King Jr. holiday weekend, more than enough to land at number one for the weekend. Okay, what's interesting here is that it says that the sequel only cost 25 million to produce, okay? And there's a number that the release should easily rocket past before the weekend is out. Now that's fantastic, okay, when these movies are made for a really affordable budget and they pretty much recoup their entire cost in the opening weekend alone. Now, the report also says that the numbers here are pretty impressive, especially given the current situation with the pandemic, which is pretty much on the rise globally. It continues to remain on the rise, and these numbers for theatrical admissions are pretty solid. Okay, January has technically been always a month that's very quiet at the box office, and as a result, a lot of movies that play at the multiplexes end up sometimes being surprise hits. Okay, because people are just bored, and it seems that even during this time, where streaming services are running rampant with all kinds of content to distract you, but it's interesting to see how a movie like this, which technically could survive on a streaming platform alone, but it's being released theatrically and it's raking in a huge profit. Now, the report also says that should Paramount's projections pan out, the 36 million haul for Scream would compare favorably to other recent hit horror sequels at the domestic box office, including the 49.4 million debut for Universal's Halloween Kills and the 47.5 million opening for Paramount's A Quiet Place Part 2. The opening is also a marked improvement for the Scream franchise as 2011 Scream 4 opened to a softer 19.3 million, ultimately landing at a 38.2 million final gross. Now, I do remember Scream 4 being somewhat underwhelming in terms of the actual film and also its performance at the box office, way over 10 years ago. It is interesting to see how the franchise is somehow been kept alive. Maybe it was the TV series that did its work, but I think probably the fans, just felt that maybe it's just about time to come back. All right, and they're really interested to see what the new installment is going to throw at them, especially since most of the original cast is returning as well. Now, I am surprised that the report didn't mention the recent Candyman film, which also came out a couple of months ago in 2021, and that film is also a sequel. And it was also a box office success. So, strange that it didn't get name dropped here. The report says here that Matt Bettinelli, Alpin, and Tyler Gillett direct Scream, taking over the series from its founder, Wes Craven, who helmed the first 4 entries before dying in 2015. Now, the film stars series regulars Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette as they are once again haunted by a serial killer in a ghost face mask. The killing spree extends to a group of high school students in the town of Woodsboro, California. And a bunch of new actors here: Melissa Cabrera, Jenna Ortega, Jack Quaid, Dylan Minnette also star in the slasher. Now, I, of course, am extremely looking forward to catching this new installment. I've not seen it yet. I'm based here in Malaysia, and the film is supposed to open sometime next week, probably a week delayed from its US release, and I just can't wait to catch it. I've watched all the Scream films. I watched the first one all the way back in 1997, and I recall that none of the early Scream films were ever played here on screens in Malaysia. Probably, they were possibly banned during that time. And I actually had to go over to neighboring Singapore, okay, and catch the film at a cinema there. And I remember that I was really blown away by the film. This was pretty much before, social media as we know it today. I mean, we did have things like the internet, but there wasn't really a lot of information about the film going in. And when I watched it, I was like completely impressed with everything that I saw. Okay, and I loved the direction, I loved the storyline, the twists and turns. The cast was great. Okay, I remember, I thought that I really really liked Rose McGovern's character. And when she was killed, I was like, oh no, why? Why did it have to be her? Okay, but that was a fantastic introduction to the series. And although I don't really feel that much of a connection, to the Ghostface character, maybe it's because the fact that he's played by a different actor in every episode. Okay, in every installment, there's a different person that takes on the Ghostface mantle, so you don't really feel any kind of real identification with the character. It's not like he's Freddy or Jason or something like that. But the fun and excitement comes in finding out just who exactly is doing the murders this time around. Okay, who's behind the killing spree? Okay, and what is the killer's motive? Okay, why is he doing this? All right, it's always a different person, it's always a different motive. So I'm really looking forward to the new installment. I'm going to be able to check it out when it opens soon, and I'll have a review ready for you guys up on the channel too. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Let me know if you've already caught the screen film. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it. I'll catch you guys again real soon. Thank you.